you find a comfortable seat, get lots of length through your spine. You can cross the legs or bring the soles of the feet together, but just make sure that you're rooting down through your sits bones and very slightly lift your belly still forward. Take a moment, roll your shoulders up towards your ears and let them slide down the back. Let's take a deep breath in. Big sigh out. We're going to leave our hands where they are, or take one hand to your heart, one hand to your baby. As you begin to deepen your breathing, feel your breath moving through the belly, the ribs, and the chest. Feel the breath spread into the back of the body, lower back, mid back, upper back. Feeling the ribs flare up and out as you inhale. And as you exhale, start to soften. Shedding any tension, any stress or worry. Your exhalation is your relaxation breath. Allow the exhalation to ground you in this present moment. On your next inhalation, inhale, reach the arms up for a stretch. Sigh it out, hands to the heart. 2 more times. Last one, biggest breath you've taken all morning. Sigh it out. Releasing the hands to your knees. We're just going to draw some circles. Inhaling as you come forward, exhaling as you round back. Finding a place to move in the opposite direction. And then finding your way back to center. We're going to change the crossing of the legs, place the opposite leg in front. And we're just going to map out the bones of the pelvis. So you're going to lean to one side, you'll feel your sits bone. And then you're going to lean forward until you feel into your pubic bone. Opposite side, that's our other sits bone. And then you're going to lean back to the tailbone. Rock forward, sitting on your sits bones, and just envision this diamond shape at the base of your pelvis. So tailbone, pubic bone, sits bone to sits bone. You can even do the mudra if that is helpful for you. And I just want you to start to deepen your breathing and imagine that you're breathing into that diamond shape. Deep breaths. As you exhale, blow everything through the lips like you're blowing through a straw. Pushing all the air out. And then inhale. Blow everything out through the lips. As you force all of that air out, you should feel a little engagement through your transverse abdominals. And then maybe you feel a little lift at the pelvic floor. So let's do one more wherever you're at. And just make sure as you inhale, the pelvic floor softens. So that's a little bit of just breath core work for you to work the pelvic floor and the deep core. We're going to inhale, float the arms up overhead. Interlace the fingers, press the palms towards the ceiling, shoulders down away from the ears. We're just going to rock a little bit side to side. Coming to center, release the left hand down, reach the right arm up. Inhale, center, switch sides, anchoring the hips down. Coming back, releasing the hands behind you, interlacing your hands, pressing the shoulder blades together. You can either lift the hands off the floor or you can press the hands down into the mat. We're going to take a deep breath right into the chest. Come on back, release, roll out the shoulders. We're transitioning now into child's pose for a moment. So coming up into child's pose, if you need that cushion underneath you, feel free to grab something for that. We're going to come into child's pose and we're going to do that same breath where we exhale everything out. So child's pose of your choice, whatever you have space for. Maybe regular child's pose does not feel great for you anymore. You can stay lifted and come to your forearms. We're going to inhale. Exhale, blow everything out through the lips. Really forcing out all that air. Inhale, let the pelvic floor soften. Take a deep breath in. Blow it all out. Two more. Then come back to your natural breathing. Float your way back into tabletop. Spreading your fingers. Lots of length through the spine. We're going to start to take cat-cow tilt. Hug your baby in. Inhale. Lift your heart. Lengthen the tailbone. Exhale. Round the spine. Chin to chest. Press the floor away. Inhale. Shoulders back. Heart lifts. Exhale. Round the spine. Starting to move at your own pace. Maybe adding in other movement if that feels good for you. Feels good to rock your hips. Shake it out. And find your way back to center. You're going to hug your baby in. Take your left foot back behind you. Reach the right arm out. So this is a modification. You can keep your toes down. You can always just move your arm or just move your legs. We're going to do a little core work here. So we inhale to lengthen. And then as you exhale, you're going to lower down. Inhale, lift the other side. As you do this, try to stay as still as you can through your center. So the hips aren't rocking around. You're really stable. If you find that that's hard to do, maybe keep the toes down. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to lower. One more on each side, nice and slow. Release it down. Rock the hips side to side. We're going to sit back onto the heels. So if you feel like you need the heels, is actually what I meant to say. If you feel like you need a little support, you can sit back on a pillow or a blanket, kind of like we do in class. If this does not feel comfortable for you, just sit normal. So we're going to sit back towards the heels, sit up nice and tall. And take the arms out, palms down. Inhale the palms up, exhale the palms down. Trying to stay soft here. Breathing, remembering the exhalation is your relaxation breath. I'm going to soften into that discomfort. So childbirth is painful. I apologize for taking Hypno Babies class. They do not use that word. But childbirth is painful, and we need to differentiate what that means. So we call that pain with a purpose. So it's different than the pain that you would feel if you injured yourself. Also ebbs and flows. And with every contraction, you're that much closer to being done with labor and to meeting your baby. So spinning it, not thinking about, oh my gosh, how much longer is this? What about the next contractions? One at a time, one contraction at a time, one push at a time. How can you stay soft? And what can you do to get through that sensation? You're gonna go ahead and release the arms, take a cleansing breath. Hold that out, let that go. Your average contraction is 60 to 90 seconds. You can do anything for 60 to 90 seconds, right? So let's go ahead and come on up. Return to tabletop. Take a moment here and rotate the ankles. Get the blood flow moving back through the feet. So sitting on the heels like that is really good to help with circulation. You're gonna walk your hands forward slightly over your shoulders. Hug your baby in. Curl your toes. Lift your hips. Downward facing dog. We're gonna find a little bit of a flow. So know that you can always modify. If down dog is not your thing today, you can hang out in tabletop instead. You can find your own little vinyasa here. We're gonna rock forward into plank. Lower your knees down. Point your toes, hug your elbows in. And you're just gonna come down as low as you comfortably can. Press yourself up and back. Take your knees nice and wide. Sink back into child's pose. I want you to connect to your breath as you move. So we're gonna take it nice and slow. Inhale, tabletop. We're gonna take a cat-cow tilt. Lift your heart. Round your spine. Hug your baby in, curl your toes. Lift your hips. Down dog, like you're pushing the mat away, lifting your tailbone towards the ceiling. Rocking forward into plank. Lowering your knees, hugging the elbows in, taking that mini push-up. Press up and back for child's pose. Breathing here. Inhale, float it up, cat-cow tilts. Curl the toes, lift the hips. Rocking forward into your plank. Lowering the knees down, hugging the elbows in. Child's pose. We're gonna do one more round. We'll meet back in child's pose, so take your time. Finding your cat, cow tilt. Downward facing dog. Plank, push-up, and child's pose. As you pause in child's pose, it might feel good to turn the palms up. A little stretch for the wrists. Deepen your breathing, slow it down. Steady. Slowly walk your hands back towards your torso. You're gonna curl your toes and find a squat at the back of the mat. If a regular squat does not work out for you today, you can press your hands into the floor and hang out in a half squat. So this is an alternative option if a deep squat doesn't feel good. We want to untuck the tailbone, find lots of length through the spine. You can place your hands wherever you need to. If you're feeling a little wobbly, hands can stay down. Maybe your hands come to your heart. If you feel like you can come into the twist and you stay balanced, you're going to take your right hand down towards the right floor. It's on the inside of the leg. Inhale the left arm up. Breathing into that stretch, creating some space, and switching sides. Left hand down, right arm up. Release it down. We're gonna press the hands into the floor. Press into the hands as you come up. Knees are bent, hands to thighs. Come all the way up to stand. Shake all of that off. If you have a prop on your mat, push it to the side. So we're at the back of our mat. We're gonna take our feet nice and wide. I want you to just take a moment, feel grounded, find neutral pelvis. So remember neutral pelvis, the hip points and the pubic bone are right on top of each other, and then everything is stacked. So find that position for you. Knees are soft. Relax your arms, turn your palms forward, and let the shoulders slide down the back. We're gonna do that breath work once again where we exhale everything out. So you're gonna inhale, exhale, blow it all out. Inhale to soften. One more time. Inhale to soften. Going back to your natural breath. Float the arms up. Exhale, come down into your squat. Arms reach back behind you. Float it up. Sink back in. Let your exhalations be audible. You can take this fast or you can take this slow, depending upon how you're feeling today. As you come up, squeeze your glutes. Press everything towards the midline. So your legs are doing the lifting. Good. The next time you come into your squat, I want you to hold it. Reaching your arms back behind you, press your shoulder blades. Maybe if it feels okay, you can interlace the hands. I want you to breathe here. Inhale, press through the feet. Reach the hands up. Reach through the fingertips, lean over to the right. And then up and over to the left. Coming back. Release your hands. Roll out the shoulders a couple times. Let the arms hang. Step your right foot forward, finding warrior one. So your feet are as wide as your knees, so your hips and your belly button can slide forward easily. Sink into that front knee. press into the back foot. We're gonna root down through the feet, float the arms up, take a bend in your right elbow, and then hook the elbow, opening up into the upper body. Trying to soften the ribs, and then, trying to soften the shoulders, and then be mindful of your ribs. If your ribs are kind of jutting out, I want you to see if you can drop them towards your hips. Release the hands. Interlace the hands behind the back. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, we're gonna come forward just a little bit. Lots of length through the spine. So I'm gonna give you the option to hang out right here. If it feels okay, you can keep that length. You come to the inside of the right leg. Staying connected to your breathing. So your breath will change. These are harder positions, but it's important that you stay connected and modify in a way that works for you. Inhale, come up. Release the hands, sweep it up. And release. Step to the top of your mat. Your feet are going to be wide. So right foot stays where it is. Left foot comes to the left edge of the mat. Just draw some circles. So when it comes to breathing during labor, opposite direction, there is no wrong or right way to breathe. So you can learn techniques, like if you took a Lamaze class, which is usually what they have at the hospital, and they teach you the hee-hee-hoo and hee-hee-ha breathing, and that's good. It's a good breathing technique. When you're actually laboring, like, when do I do that breath? So it's just important to breathe, come on back, and stay connected to your breath. Release your arms, bring your palms out. So as we do these more challenging poses, the breath isn't the way it was at the beginning of class, where it was easy to breathe, it was smooth, we could deepen our breathing. We have to alter the breathing so we can find that sense of strength, but also that sense of softness. And birth is exactly the same way. So don't overthink the breathing techniques. We're gonna step the right foot back, finding that wide warrior one, squaring everything forward as much as you can, floating the arms up. You're gonna bend the left elbow, hook the left elbow, and just reach the hand down the neck, softening into the front ribs, finding your breath here. Releasing the hands, taking them behind you, interlacing your hands so the opposite thumb is on top this time. Press the shoulder blades together, lift the heart. You can stay right here or hinge forward just a little bit. Pressing through that back foot. Maybe coming forward further. Noticing your breath. On an exhalation, you're going to press through your feet, come up. Release the hand. Float it up. And back down. Left foot presses into the mat. Step the right foot to the right edge. Draw those big exaggerated circles. Take it in the opposite direction. And bring it back to center. Okay. From here, we're going to heel toe the feet in. And you're going to find neutral pelvis. So hip points and pubic bone are aligned. Everything is stacked. Shoulders are heavy. And then the chin is just very slightly tucked. So the back of the neck is going to be nice and long. Take a couple breaths here. Notice how it feels. And then I want you to create some activation. So you're rooting through all four corners of the feet. Your knees are going to stay soft the whole time. But I want you to imagine that you're trying to rotate your feet out. So they're grounded. So, and you're just trying to rotate them out. They're not actually going to move. You're pressing them into the floor, and then you're trying to rotate out. What this does is it's going to try to get the thighs to spiral as well. It's going to lift the arches of your feet. So your legs are really active as you root down and press out. Keep that going. I'm just going to hang here for a couple of breaths. If we were to stand here for a few moments, you would start to really feel these muscles work. Find your breath. Keep pressing the feet out energetically. And then just come back to your normal stance. Lift your toes up off the mat. You're rooting through all four corners of the feet. And then lower the toes back down. Start to put all your weight into your right leg. Soft bend in the knee. Bring your hands to your heart. I want you to look at something that's not moving. If you have pubic bone pain, do not do this pose. You can do eagle, where you cross the legs, or you can do a squat, a half squat. If this feels okay and you feel balanced, we're going to play with tree pose. So we're just going to kick the foot forward and out and back really slowly. If you have something handy, you can hold on to it as well. Next time you come around, you're going to release the foot to the floor. Release your arms by your side. Come up to your tippy toes. And then lower the heels down, but don't let the heels touch the mat. And then press back up. We should do that a few times. So the heels of the feet don't touch the floor. And then release the feet down. Rock a little bit forward and back. Turn to center. All of your weight into the opposite leg. Find your focal point. Maybe you just hang out here. If you feel like this is enough of a challenge for you, feel free. You don't have to actually move. If it feels okay, you kick forward and out. And back. Standing leg is strong. One more round. Releasing it down. Releasing the hands. Come up to the tippy toes once again, balls of the feet. Hold it. And then lower down, heels don't touch the floor. And come back up. So really working into the calves. And release. Shake that out. So we're going to do another mock contraction. Simultaneous. So we're going to punch it out, working on the upper body today. So you can stand however feels good for you. Make gentle fists with your hands, so make sure you're not holding them tight. And then you're just going to punch it out. You can move around your mat, move around the room. Take a cleansing breath. Try to stay soft. Remember the exhalations, your relaxation breath. And when you think you want to give up, keep going. During labor, we pull all the strength out of us that we didn't even know we had. Oh yeah? Someone unmuted you, Amy.
Oh,
No, I got you. He just wanted to talk to us. Hi, buddy. He's so cute. Just think ladies are gonna have one of those soon. How crazy is that? Release it. Shake it off, take a cleansing breath. I remember the first year of my oldest child's life, I would just look at her and be like, I made that. It's a very, very fascinating journey. All right, so from here, we're gonna take a wide stance. As wide as feels comfortable for you. Inhale the arms out. So coming into a little bit of a star shape. And then from here, we're gonna hinge forward at the hips. If you have a prop you wanna use or you wanna grab something to come down to, that works. If the floor feels okay, that's an option as well. So lots of length. We want a straight line from the crown of the head to the tailbone. Take a deep breath into your belly and your low back. And then we're gonna add in some movement. So you're gonna pivot your left toes towards the left, and then walk your hands over, bending into that left knee. So we're getting a stretch through the inner right leg. Keeping that length through the spine. And we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Walking your hands over, pivoting your toes, bending into that knee. And just walking your hands out so we can keep that line and that space for baby. Yeah, let's do one more on each side. Walking back, pivoting your toes, sinking into that knee, gently walking your hands away. And last one. Coming back to center, we're going to keep the toes pivoting out. Soft bend in the knees, press the hands into the thighs. And come on up. We're going to start to float the arms up. Exhale, come down into your squat. As you come up, you're going to take your left hand to your left thigh. Opposite arm reaches up for a side stretch. Opposite side, sink back in and reach up. Sink back in, both arms float up. Side stretches next. Taking one hand to one thigh. Opposite side. And both hands. This is the last one. You're gonna float the arms up. Release your hands to your hips. Take your left foot parallel to your mat. Pivot your right toes forward and sink into that knee. So just always keep an eye on that knee. Make sure it's on top or behind the ankle. And then we're gonna float the arms up. Reaching for your fingertips. You're gonna take your back hand, reach it forward, and then pull back like you're gonna shoot a bow and arrow and lengthen. We're gonna do that 2 times. Reaching forward, pull it back all the way. Last one. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, settle in. Reverse your warrior, turn your palm, reach it up. Inhale to center, forearm to thigh. Back hand can reach up towards the ceiling or it can come to your hip. Lift your heart, lift your baby. Inhale. Float through center. Release your hands. Pivot your toes towards the knee. And then switch sides. Getting really grounded, rooting through both of the feet. Float the arms up. Reach the arm forward. Pull it back. 2 times. 2 more times. Reach. Palms up. Inhale. Exhale, settle in. Reverse. Staying connected to the breath. Inhale to center, forearm to thigh. Backhand can reach up, or you can bring it to your hip. Lift your heart, lift your baby. Inhale to center. Release your hands. Pivot your toes forward. We're going to hinge at the hips. Lean to our fold once again. Hands can come wherever it feels best. Lots of length. Take a couple deep breaths into the back of the body. Pivot your toes out. Bend into your knees. Press your hands into your thighs. Come all the way up. We're going to take a couple rounds of goddess. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows, bend the knees. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale all the way up. Release your hands to your hips. Heel toe your feet in. We're going to shake it off all the way to the back of the mat. Taking the feet nice and wide, we're going to come down into our squat. So nice deep squat if that feels okay, or you can take a half squat. So the choice is yours. Coming down into your version of a squat. Hands wherever helps you feel the most balance. If you took the twist earlier and that felt good for you, we're going to do it again. Right hand reaches down. Inhale, left arm up. Switching sides. We're going to release both hands down to the floor. Walk the hands forward. Release the knees down. Take a moment here, draw some big circles. Maybe some figure eights. Take it in the opposite direction. Bring your way back to center. We're going to find a comfortable seat. We're going to start by doing some work on the wrists. So you're going to imagine that you're putting on these really tight gloves. So you're pressing pretty firmly, and they go all the way to your elbows. And then you're going to remove those gloves, like you have to peel them off the skin. Do that a few times. And then we're going to shake the hand and the arm out. Let's shake the whole thing out. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So I know a lot of us have been maybe spending a lot more time on computers, maybe more than you're used to. This just helps with circulation, any aches and pains in the wrists, the hand. Also helps with swelling. One more slide over. And we're going to shake that out. Relax the hands and the arms. Go ahead and drop your chin to your chest. Slowly take the right ear over the right shoulder. Bring the shoulder up towards the ear. And then let it fall away. Maybe walk the left fingertips out. Maybe turn the palm towards the ceiling. You can hang out here, maybe move the head around. If you'd like, you can also take the right hand to the left ear. Jaw soft, breathing into that space. So we want the jaw to be soft because that's going to help soften and relax the pelvic floor. For those of you that are reading Ina May's book, drop the chin to the chest. Cassie was talking about it. Ina May is the one that really discovered what she calls the sphincter law, which talks about how when the jaw is clenched and tight, the pelvic floor is also tight because the throat is a sphincter. So we want to keep that relaxed. This is why sound is really helpful during labor. Helps open and soften the pelvic floor. Release it, drop the chin back to the chest. Seated cat-cow tilts. Inhale, press the shoulders back, lift your gaze, lift your heart. Exhale, round the spine, hug your baby in. Bring it back to center. Roll the shoulders out. And relax the shoulders down the back. We're going to change the crossing of the legs real quick. And we're going to take a twist over to the right. To the left or the right, doesn't matter. The hand in front can come on to either leg or can come right in front. We just want to keep the spine really long, twist from the bottom ribs up. We're going to hold the twist, and then you're going to turn your gaze to look at your opposite knee. Bringing your twist back to center. Switch sides. Working on keeping that length through the spine as you twist. Deep breaths here, breathing into the upper back and the chest. Holding your twist and then looking at the opposite knee. Jaw soft. And bring it all back to center and shake it all off. All right, so from here, we're going to come into Shavasana. Any position you'd like to rest in, you can come into side lying, semi-reclined, any other position that sounds good to you. And we're going to do a little bit of sound today. Definitely not the same as in person, but still kind of nice. As you make yourself comfortable, just move around until you feel like you can drop in. And then I want you to create tension in the body. Curl the toes, make fists with the hands, clench the jaw. Lots of tension. And on an exhalation, let that all go. Just melting into the surface beneath you. Letting go of any need to control your breath or your thoughts. Just settle in. Imagine that you're resting on a cloud. each gentle exhalation, you sink a little deeper into that cloud. Sink a little deeper into relaxation. Starting to come back into your body. Noticing your breath. Starting to move in any way that feels good. Whenever you feel ready, you'll eventually roll to your side, press yourself up. We'll meet seated, eyes closed or gaze soft, one hand on heart, the other hand on your baby. Take a moment here to send your baby gratitude and love, and also send yourself gratitude and love. On your next inhalation, take a deep breath in, reach the arms out and up. Sigh it out, hands to the heart. 2 more times. Allow yourself to feel gratitude for this experience, for all of the challenges and all of the blessings. I thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.